Hi everybody, and welcome to another video. It's time for another Masters of the Universe Origins haul. Another deal provided by Rui Abreu. Once again, let me start by thanking him for his professionalism, for the way he has conducted our deal, and in this case, the patience he had with me. Because not only is Masters of the Universe Origins not the only toy line that I collect, action figures aren't the only thing that I collect either. So without wasting any more time, let's open this big boy up. Okay, so for this I'm going to use this French blade Opinel number 6. Okay, simplicity with a vibrant touch of color in its handle. Okay, so you've got this locking mechanism which I'm going to open. Never forget, safety first, and then let's crack this thing open, shall we? Right. On we go, and this side too. Okay, and the front part here. Yeah, okay. Here we go, and that is it, my friends. Okay. Apparently it isn't. Now it is. Okay, right. So what we've got here are some figures on a smaller case, two smaller cases actually. All right. Yeah. Carefully packed, as he usually does, because he knows that I like to keep the figures in their original blisters. And over here, let's start with what we've got. Okay, starting with the first figure there, the Eternian Goddess. So for me, one of the reasons for the success of this toy line is that Mattel not only gave us the characters that we had growing up in the 80s, but the characters that we never get to have in action figure incarnation, shall we call it. Because as you are all very well aware of, I believe, to help sell the product, they packaged a mini comic inside each one of the action figures. But what happens is that sometimes the design for the original characters was a little bit different from what the original, from what the toy version actually became, and in some cases, some characters never got to see the day, as I said before. So this is one of those examples. Of course, you all know that this is a repaint of Tila. Okay, I know that, but for me, it functions quite well. As you can see, the blister is absolutely flawless, still unpunched, although I must confess that I had to punch these because I chose to display them on a wall. This is going to be on a later video. Right, so on the other side, on the back of the blister, what we've got here is another artwork featuring they call it here the Eternian Goddess, but if I take a look at this right here, which is nothing more, nothing less than a collection of all the mini comics that existed, you see that this character here is referred to as the Sorceress. Yeah, what we've got here is, yeah, okay, yeah. Here we go, the Sorceress, when actually in this illustrated story, she gives He-Man his array of weapons and armor. Okay, yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah, I'll get back to the book in a second for another one of these characters. Right, so we've got here the Eternian Goddess. The second one featured is none less than Beastman in his Lords of Power version. Once again, it differs a lot from the original version we had back in the 80s. I've got here an example of the original Beastman. in this case sporting an alternative suit, in this case from the weapons pack. His armor is from the weapons pack. It's orange instead of bright red, which I do believe functions somewhat better than the original one. Okay, but take a look at the differences. Okay, it's the same character but completely different draw and sculpture too. So we've got here Beastman from the Lords of Power. Once again, the only circumstance in which we got to see this character back in the 80s was in the mini comics. Okay, right, once again at the beginning, and the illustrated books back there too. Look, here's an example of this version of Beastman. I was going to call it Savage Beastman, but that's a bit of an overkill, don't you think? Because Beastman is savage in his own right. Okay, does not need further adjectivation. Right, another character is none other than Webster. Well, what can I say about this guy? Okay, I have an original version of him right here. The problem is that it's missing the back portion of his backpack and the harness. Okay, the harness, okay, it's incomplete, okay, and there's this trident that he holds, which I don't have it here, okay. Now I do have it, okay, so here we go. Yeah, it's facing off, buzz off, sorry, here. Yeah, okay, Webster. Okay, here we go. Right. And another one, which completes this wave, I believe. I'm not sure the number of the wave. Okay, in this circumstance, who we've got here is Stinkor. Yeah. A repaint of Merman. Yeah, okay, I've got a Stinkor here. You can see the orange is somewhat brighter on the original color. It's missing its original accessory. It doesn't have the blue shield, but I gave him one of the spears from Castle Grayskull, so he would be more, ferocious. Yeah, okay, so he's gonna stand. Yeah, Stinkor, okay, facing Mossman. So I'm kind of hoping they redo this character here. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing as they did with Banthor, an exclusive version of Mossman, more expensive one, and a regular one, which without the furry feel to it. The fuzzy, flocked. I was looking for the word flocked version. That's it. Okay, so no idea if they're going to do it or not. Okay, right. So this is 4, this makes 4, and there are still some here. Okay, so we've got Evil Lyn, the second version of Evil Lyn. In this case, the scheme color of the 2000X series. Okay, so yeah, well, I think these characters become quite iconic by their own right when there are successive waves or installments, or whichever one you want to call it, of the franchise, and they connect with audiences. Younger audiences that weren't even here when the original series came, and they approached it with some sort of enthusiasm. Right, so you can see the original Evil Lyn. Okay, so there is already a version of Origins with this color scheme. So what they did was repaint it. Yes, I know. Just as long as they don't do too many repacks and repaints, I'm fine. Okay, I'm fine with this. Okay, and it does deserve, this coloring scheme is quite unique. Evil Lyn, and last but by no means least, we've got none other than Mosquito. Yes, a deluxe figure. Okay, so Mosquito, what can I say about this? Growing up, this probably might have been one of the coolest figures for a 10-year-old back in the 80s. I've got an original version of a mosquito right here. Unfortunately, it does not come with his original blaster, the one seen here in dark blue. And what makes this figure so unique? It has this gimmick in which you can actually see the blood of its enemies being drained, siphoned onto his chest, as if he were this humanoid mosquito figure. Right, so this, by the way, in secondary markets, this figure is quite rare, and it can reach quite easily tens of euros. Sometimes it even reaches 100 euros. So this has got a pretty perfect coloring scheme, although, as I've told you before, it does not come with its original accessory. But what the gentleman at Mattel thought was that it was important enough to give it a deluxe feature. What it means is that it's got a larger blister, and it's got different accessories that it did not come with originally. So a different head, I'm not so sure. Okay, the eyes are somewhat different, and it's got this suction effect or whatever you want to call it, and an extra hand. Okay, as far as the back goes, so here we go, another drawing. Yeah, okay, another piece of artwork. Okay, and they call the attention exactly to this feature. Yes, apparently, yeah, okay, so, okay, you can swap its head, of course. Yeah, that's what they're trying to say. Right, so that is it, my friends, for this haul of the Masters of the Universe Origins. Hope you've all enjoyed. I know I most certainly did. Hope to see you guys soon. Take care, stay safe, stay strong.